Lesson 145.
Gustar.
Okay, Antonio, in the last lesson we talked about how we're going to learn how to say that we like things in Spanish. And we also learned that it's going to have a different wording to it. We're going to really say that something is pleasing to me, not that I like it like we would in English, but we're going to say such and such is pleasing to me. But we don't know the word to be pleasing in Spanish, do we?
No, we don't.
So that's why we have this lesson. We need to learn a new verb, the verb gustar, which means to be pleasing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And really, we only need to learn two forms of this, because if we have something that's going to be pleasing to us, that's a third-person way to say it, right?
Third person is the only form of the verb that you're going to use, either third person singular or third person plural. You do not have to worry about learning the second person or first person of this verb gustar. Even though in English, when we say I like this or I like whatever, or you like this or you like whatever, even though in those examples I just gave you, we're really talking first or second person, when translating into Spanish, we're only gonna refer to be pleasing as third person, either singular or plural.
Okay, I see what you're saying. In English, if I say I like the beach, that's a first-person sentence. It's like I like, that verb is first-person singular. I is the subject, and like is the verb. I'm speaking in the first person. But in Spanish, if I say the beach is pleasing to me, that's structured in such a way where it's in the third person. So the only forms of gustar that we need to learn are the third person forms, because that's the only way we're going to be structuring the sentence. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But that's only for this book, because this is basic Spanish that we're learning. There is a second person form, but we will not learn it in this book.
So the most important thing to know is these two third person forms.
Yeah, these are the most important and the most basic, the ones that you really need to learn.
Under what circumstances would you use the second person or first person forms of this verb?
If I say I like you or you like me, then that what I'm saying there really is you are pleasing to me or I am pleasing to you. And then in those cases, the pleasing form is really being second person and or first person, and that would be in Spanish would be tú me gustas or yo te gusto. So first person singular really would be gusto, and second person singular would be gustas. But we're not learning those forms in this book.
So those types of things those are things you would not say nearly as frequently as saying that you like things like the beach.
Exactly. Because most times when you say I like this and that, we're always referring to third-person things.
Okay, so for our beginning Spanish book, this is an appropriate way to handle this, to learn gusta and gustang, so they can learn how to say that they like hamburgers and they like the beach and they like ice cream and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, well, let's talk about the forms here, gusta and gustang. If the thing that you're liking is singular, then you're going to use gusta, right?
That's correct, Bill.
Like if you like the beach, you would say the beach is pleasing to me. And so that little verb there of is pleasing, that would be gusta. So you would say the beach gusta, the beach is pleasing, and that's third person singular. But if the thing that you're liking is plural, like say you like more than one thing, like, let's see, we have an example here.
Cats.
So if the thing that you're liking is plural, like for instance, cats, then you would say the cats are pleasing to me. And so the plural way to say in the third person that something is pleasing, that's gustang. So if you said the cats are pleasing, then you would say the cats gustang, and that's the verb you need to say that a third person plural thing is pleasing. So if it's just one thing that you like, then it's going to use the verb gusta to be pleasing. And if it's more than one thing, you need that third person plural verb, gustan, to say that they are pleasing.